Your little choices become habits that affect the bigger decisions in your life. Elizabeth George, my friends, each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes, that's one of those little choices that become habits that affect the bigger decisions you make in your life. Please, 10 to 15 minutes, that's all we ask. I don't know how many of you guys work out. I work out all the time, and I studied a Russian method called Grease the Groove. And what it is instead of doing hard workouts once, twice, 3 times a week or more, you do small workouts at about 40 to 60% of your max throughout your day, 5, 6 times a day. Pull-ups, push-ups, lunges, squats, whatever it might be. It has, because of the training that I'm going through constantly and my nervous system getting accustomed to it, it has made me incredibly strong, even here in my mid-60s. I'm as strong as I was when I was a Marine. Why is that? Because I'm at it every day. I'm training myself to think about it. Now, for my workouts, it's multiple times a day. I'm asking you to do your market work multiple times a week, not to do a hard day on Sunday for 4 hours, but to find a little bit of time, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. You will find that it compounds just like the Grease the Groove, the Soviet method of training does. It will make you stronger, better, more wise about the markets, understanding how to do it by being involved a little bit each and every day. Please listen. The folks that do listen and do this, they master the charts. And once you master the charts, my friends, you'll make up for all the time that you ever spent. It's worth it. And the sooner you start, the sooner you dedicate yourself to this task, the quicker you will get there. You're just putting it off for another day by not starting today, finding the time. You notice how I find the time in my busy schedule every day to bring this to you absolutely free and have for over 10 years now? It's because I'm dedicated to it. And of course, because I'm in the market every day, because I'm talking about it, thinking about it, teaching it to you, I'm the guy who benefits more than anybody. People ask me, Thom, why do you spend all this time? You don't charge anything. Sure, you bring in a few $100s a month from your Patreon support, and people help, pay for the cost of putting the channel on. But why do you do this? That's my secret. I'm in the market every day for you, thinking, talking, going through these charts. It makes me better and better and better. Now, let's jump into these charts. Enough about why you should do this. Let's do it. We have a mix. 3 of our ETFs are down. 2 are up. Let's start first. Stocks are mixed. We'll start first with the S&P. Technically down 0.01%, but what is that really? Flat. So as we look at things, we have gone to a higher high this week. We're up to 697.84, closed today around 695 something. But again, you can see where it popped up in the morning, pulled back, it looks like in the afternoon. These are Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. Look at this though, no volume. We haven't had average volume. The last time we had it is when things switched over from down to up. And that was back last Wednesday, morning and afternoon, the 21st of January. So things then turned around and moved up, but there's been nothing to really back that up on the half-day chart. Now we look at the 2-day and we can see where we have gotten to average volume on this latest one. And again, that is the Tuesday, Wednesday candle. We're okay on the volume for the week. We still got a couple of days left. We might get to average volume. You can see as the average volume line, this black line is actually going down though as volume's reducing. So let's just keep an eye on things, see where it goes. That is where we are right now. Now what's up as we look at the charts with the NASDAQ 100? It is actually up for the day 0.33%. Of course, it's bounding up more than the S&P. You can see where it's popped up in the morning, pulled back some in the afternoon. Again, struggling to get average volume on that half-day chart, above average on the 2-day, getting closer as the average volume is going down on the weekly, but we do see things moving up on the weekly chart as far as the as the price goes. And as I look at this, I also want to point out to you that we've had more strength showing on this weekly chart for the Nasdaq as opposed to the S&P. And today, again, not down but up. So we'll continue to watch as we move throughout this week. And again, just how much stronger, how much longer this market is going to go up. And is it going to be some kind of catalyst that might end all of this, or could send it soaring higher and higher and higher? I just feel like it's just a strange time, my friends. I think you probably feel it too. I feel like there's something that is going to happen. I just don't know what it is. What about bonds? Bonds moving back to down. Again, they had bounded up starting on Tuesday the 21st in the afternoon. And of course, moved up through Monday of this week. And then the last 2 days, we have red down candles. You have a spinning top with right there at average volume. And you can see, again, remember these red and green volume metrics are simply telling us if it's red, it means it opened lower than the prior close. If it's green, it means that the new candle opened higher than the prior close. It's not meaning, down volume or up volume. It's just where the candle started. But I find that helpful because it does give you that information that you can use. So again, that's how I have it set up, and I do find that is of an assist. But bonds, again, down for the day, still, above that down line. We don't really have the ability to draw much of any trend line here. So what we have is sort of what we have, and things, again, sliding sideways. It's like the market's waiting for some great catalyst to really send it off, unless you look at gold. My friends, gold up again, 3.88%. I'm going to find time this weekend to do a deep dive for you on gold. I own physical gold. It's great to see it bounding up, but it tells me that something is wrong in the world for gold to be so unleashed when it was tapped down for so long. What is going on? Hey, if you've got an idea, would you put in the comments what you think it is? It'll give me more to go on when I do my in-depth research over the weekend. But I am just really curious about what is driving this. How much higher is it going to go? And what does it portend for potential disaster? There's something strange going on, and I don't understand it, and I don't like not understanding it. But again, we're continued long gold. That's easy to see. Don't have to be a charting genius to see that. Now, what about Bitcoin? Bitcoin down again today. It does show, again, these are Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. It shows green up moves. Remember, Heikin-Ashi is average pace, and that's based on, I will put for you at the end of today's video our Heikin-Ashi training. If you've not had it, you really need it. We have the best Heikin-Ashi training. The latest one I did, the first one I did many years ago, hundreds of thousands of people have watched it. But the second one that I'm going to upload for you is even better. And you'll see it at the end of today's video, which is what we're getting towards. But we see that Bitcoin, again, third, down candle as things are moving down, fourth actually, on the 2-day chart. Again, last candles just haven't, last two candles, not a lot of volume there. Not a lot of volume as you look at the half day. We have to go back to average volume all the way back to the 22nd of January. And of course, you can see we haven't had average volume on the weekly. We have to go back to mid-December. So again, as Bitcoin is piddling around, as long as it doesn't go below this big low, this interim low back on the 17th of November, we could be building a base, but we just got to wait and see. That is where we are, my friends. I'm ready for Bitcoin to take off and start shooting up like gold When it does, we'll be here looking to practice trade it. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.